MrTransformers96 here, and it is time for the 2012 Summer Movie Villains Overlook. So there you go. So I started this last year. Last year had just a lot of cool villains for the summer, so I decided just to at the end of the summer on August 1st, I put out a video of just all of the toys that I had of the villains from the movies, and just talked about the villains from the movies in general. So I decided to keep on doing this. So I'm just every year in August, I'm just somewhere in August, I'll put out one of these videos, and it's time for this one. So if you're watching this, then that means I posted this before the Select Jatari comes out at least. I was planning on waiting for that, but now it might be a little while, and I really want to get it done closer to August 1st than farther. So I'm just trying to do it now. So yeah. So here you go. So this summer of villains consisted of Lizard, Loki, the Jatari, and Bane. Not very many villains, only 4. Last year it was Loki, the Destroyer, Red Skull, Parallax, Hector Hammond, and Shockwave. Just had a bunch. And so yeah. So overall, the villains of this year, what did I think of them? First off, let's just go with a familiar one, Loki. Seen him in Thor. Didn't impress me in this one. I did not really like him in Thor, and this one didn't change my opinion. He's not powerful. I don't know, in my opinion, he's got all these great plans, but then they just don't work out. And overall, not into Loki, and probably will never, and unfortunately, he keeps on living. So, he's going to be in Thor 2, not as the main villain, no, but he will be in Thor 2, so I've got to deal with him then too, but at least he's not the main villain this time. But very iconic villain, so it's good to have him in the shows, in the movies, even though I'm not too into the character. But what are you gonna do? As for the Jatari, so the Jatari, really, they don't talk, they're just the alien race in this movie. Their design is very cool. The only thing is their comic character is very unknown. A lot of people think that they're really the Skrulls, but because of licensing problems, they had to call them the Jatari, and especially since they're coming out with Skrull toys and stuff, pretty much, it's kind of well known that they're the Skrulls, but not quite. So their whole name is very controversial and kind of unknown as of right now. But as far as their looks, I really was into the way that they look. They look pretty cool, and they're really neat. They don't do much, but they do a lot, but very quickly. But they're still cool. I'm into them. They pretty much went down pretty easy, but not as easy as the drones though. So I do like them, and I think it's possible to see them in another movie, and I'm pretty happy with them. So they were a nice alien design to do for the alien invasion. As for the Lizard was an iconic villain that I have always loved from Spider-Man, so to see him in movie was very cool. He talks, which I didn't expect it, but I was very happy with. I think his look is just really great. When people saw it, people didn't like how he didn't have the snout. I was in the same boat for a little bit, but pretty much sooner than later, I really decided, this actually is much better. I mean, the whole snout would have made him feel less like a transformed person, more just like a big lizard, and it would have looked a little strange. It's supposed to be a little bit of humanized lizard. It's not supposed to be just a lizard. So I do like it the way he looks. I'm pretty happy with him. I'm very happy with the toy line of Lizard. I mean, I have the Mini Maze 3 1/4" ones. The I don't know what this is. I don't know what the title for this is, but I've got this one too. I've got the Select one, and they're coming out with a 6" one, so we're definitely getting a lot of Lizards, which is really nice. But as far as the character, I like him a lot. He's a nice opening villain for the new Spider-Man movies, and I'm into it. I like Lizard pretty much. He didn't blow me away in the movie, but he's cool. He didn't disappoint, so I'm happy with that. And now we get to Bane. So now Bane was the villain that I was excited for. I'm probably not as excited for as Lizard, though. And probably not as excited for Bane as I was for Lizard. I don't know if that sounded like that when I said it first, but Bane really impressed me. Was really happy with him. He was just evil. just an absolute like dictator and just really killed people left and right. Really neat. You know, they couldn't top the Joker, and they certainly didn't, but they came close. I wasn't expecting it to be this good, and I was really happy with Bane. Although he wasn't, you know, pumped with venom and super strong, he was still very strong, and was really a nice representation of Bane, but really modernized it, making more movie and making it more realistic, and really was fantastic. So super happy with Bane, and definitely getting the Hot Toys Bane, and so just happy with the Bane character in general. Just very nice. So overall, you know, still disappointed in Loki. The Jatari and Lizard were nice, but they were nothing absolutely amazing. But Bane was just really great and really carried the summer for me, at least. So overall, villains were they were all good when you even them out. They were all good. There was just nothing too amazing. Last year, I thought that there was a nice, range of villains, so you could really, no matter what, you're gonna be happy with it. This is something I did last year, and I'm gonna do it again. Some villains that we can expect to see in the next summer movies. We have Firepower, Eric Savran, I really don't know how to say his name, the Mandarin, General Zod, and then in November for Thor we have Dark Elves. And so those are the villains. Some of them confirmed, some of them still rumors. I think that the Dark Elves are still kind of rumors, but the rest of them are all confirmed villains, and if I'm not mistaken. And so General Zod's from Superman, Dark Elves are from Thor, and Firepower, Eric, Savran, and Mandarin are all from Iron Man. Unfortunately, it's the ones that I've heard of in that list I'm not a fan of, and the ones that I haven't heard of I just haven't heard of. So I'm not too excited for the villains. There's no villain that I really like in there. Like, at least Lizard and Bane I knew about and I liked them. So going into this summer, I'm going to be a little not too much knowing about the villains, but I'll get to know them and be buying the toys of them too. So very cool. So next year I'll be doing this again, just without the Dark Elves, because that comes out in November. I don't know if I will include them in any sort of video, just because they come out in just the middle of the year and I do mine at a different time. So I don't know if I will. But overall, this is my summer movie villains Overlook. Very cool, and I'm pretty happy with the villains. I think they're nice. Not as good as last year, I think, except for Bane. Bane was fantastic, but just as a group, not as good as last year. But they might be a little bit better than next year, but I have yet to see. That's just a very, you know, just guess, because I really have no idea about next year's villains and what they'll look like and stuff. But very cool, and I'll do this again next year. So there you go. Thanks for watching.